The 2025 season is an important one for the Chicago Bears. On today's episode, me, Bobby, and C-Dub are going to discuss the veterans that we feel are the most slept on heading into the 2025 season. We'll talk about it all and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. We got C-Dub, Bobby, myself, Haize, in the building today. It's been slow news around the Chicago Bears, so we're going to more so focus on talking. Hey, man, it's been dead, bro. It's been dead news-wise, but no news may be good news. It's focused on the season, but with that said, fellas, we want to start off today using the topic, which of the Chicago Bears veterans are the most slept on heading into the season? Who wants to take it away first?
I'll go ahead and start off. I looked at this as a great question and a great time to give light to a couple, because we giving 2 on 1. Because we said a couple.
Let the conversation go where it goes, bro.
All right, bet. All right, I'll just start off with Cole Kmet. I think that is obvious. Cole Kmet comes into this season probably one of our most tenured Bears.
Yeah, he actually is. Yeah.
Cole Kmet started off his career, his first 2 seasons was only 2 touchdown receptions in his career. But in the last 3 seasons, he has jumped that to 13. Matter of fact, 17 in the last 3 seasons. He got himself in this predicament where this guy, Colston Loveland, is coming in where he must compete and he must be a mentor to this young man. He can do 2 things at once, just the game of football. So it's going to be up to him. And plus leadership for Caleb Williams as well. He's still a young quarterback going into his 2nd year. He's going to need that stress relief, and he's going to have to be a leader for Caleb Williams as well. Like you can relieve stress by throwing the ball to me underneath. We didn't see a lot of that at the end of the season last season. So first guy, Cole Kmet.
I'm with that. I ain't mad at it either. I think that Cole Kmet is definitely being slept on, especially when you hear around Bears Twitter, which is absolute shit show right now. That's why we tell y'all to come tune into the number one spot for an absolute reason where you can get logical thoughts. Some might be a little overboard with some hot takes, but for the most part, you get logical analysis and breakdown for the number one spot on Chicago Bears Central. But nonetheless, I think that's a hell of a way to go, because some people just sitting there saying that we should trade him and trade DJ Moore, which is absolutely ridiculous. Do you guys not want nice things? But hey, my first guy that I'm going to go with is Zacchaeus. How you say his first name, Haize? I need help.
Olamide,
because I was definitely about to say Alamide. Olamide Zacchaeus. I think he slept on just by us as well. You know what I'm saying? Bears Nation, at least the ones that rock with the smart people over here on the side of Bears Nation. I think that we haven't shown a lot of respect to him. I don't necessarily think he's gonna come in and just go for 1,000 yards and do all this crazy stuff and go get Pro Bowls or something like that. But I think that the young fella has a lot of game that he can bring to the Chicago Bears. This is a guy that is an explosive pass catcher. And I'm looking at my man's Luther Burden. I know we have high hopes for Luther Burden, myself included. But Luther Burden has missed some time. And I think that though he will ultimately come around towards the end of the season, I think that we should very well be looking for Zacchaeus to have an early impact with the Chicago Bears offense. So I think that he's a bit slept on simply because not only is he a solid wide receiver that the Chicago Bears could utilize for explosive plays, he is a guy that can go out there and return punts or kicks for us and give us an extra boost in that regard as well. So I say look out for Olamide Zacchaeus.
I like the Olamide pick, especially because, like, I know Luther Burden's gotten a lot of the acclaim as the slot receiver, and rightfully so. The kid's very talented. I think he's in a position that's perfectly crafted for him. But even if Olamide is not the starter at the slot receiver, and that goes to Luther Burden, still having that guy that you can use there as your fourth wide receiver, that already brings more depth than what we've had at the wide receiver position for the majority of my lifetime, right? Like, let's just be clear here, right? Not just recently, the majority of my life. And I love that pick. So I feel what you're laying down there. Also, C-Dub, I love your pick as well. I'm picking TJ Edwards. And I know this may seem like it's like TJ Edwards gets the appropriate amount of acclaim, but I think now, like what TJ Edwards was able to do on a bad defense with a bad defensive line, when you look at the fact that the Bears got some of the most pressure on a quarterback for a team that did not blitz very much at all. Now you're adding in creative blitzes, not just blitzes. You're talking about Dennis Allen using creative blitzes with a number of defensive backs. TJ Edwards, I think, is going to go from having just a Pro Bowl. See, he's about to have an all-pro season. TJ Edwards is about to be a monster. The way he's able to float around in the run game, break up the run game, also drop back into coverage a little bit. TJ Edwards, for people who doubted or do not understand how much of a Chicago Bears linebacker TJ Edwards is, I think that he about to prove it this year. This is going to be a year where everybody's like, nah, he's one of us.
Yeah, and I agree with that, TJ Edwards. Matter of fact, if you look at the whole team overall as a team, he would be one of those leaders that I would
absolutely
look at and look forward to in veteranship. What about Grady Jarrett? Y'all don't think Grady's going to come in here and be one of those guys?
I mean, I don't consider him a Bears veteran yet. This is first year on the team.
Okay.
You know, you got to prove it in my jersey first. Not to say, I don't doubt what Grady Jarrett's going to bring. I do think he's going to be a big part of why the defensive line has better overall production. But I was picking people who have been here before. You know, that's just what I do. Like, you know.
Yeah,
for sure.
Hey,
I agree with it though. I like Grady Jarrett. I think he gonna. I think he gonna have a huge impact. But to the TJ Edwards point, real quick before C-Dub goes again, I think that my man's TJ Edwards only gets overlooked because the man that's standing next to him makes so much more. TJ Edwards, he keep getting these, you know what I'm saying, hometown discounted contracts. But hey, at least Bears Nation know, at least most of us, we know that this man is gonna get tackles and he gonna play good, sound football for this defense. So I'm with you, Haize. He's absolutely slept on simply because the more money you make, the higher the expectations when it comes to said players around his league. And that's why Tremaine Edmonds gets more of the spotlight than TJ Edwards. When TJ Edwards, with both of those guys back there, has been the better linebacker.
He's outperformed him wholeheartedly, bro. It's not even close.
So, and is that the only reason where in this question, in this podcast right now, we asking who is we looking to for veteran leadership? Why ain't none of us naming Tremaine Edmonds, bro?
Because Tremaine Edmonds needs to be led. I can't look at him for veteran leadership when you need to be led.
That's gotta be,
man, because that it's not. And I think Tremaine is a good player. It's just that when you watch some of the film, because it's Sunday, we in the dog days, and the Sky game don't start for another 30 minutes, so I ain't had shit to do. I went and watched some old Bears games from last season, got pissed off at the ending of the Green Bay Packers game when they blocked the kick. But nonetheless, I'm watching, I'm like, bro, they sending them for blitzes. Why are you hesitating at the line? Go knock somebody on their ass. Or be in the right spot when it's time to be in the right spot. It's some of those miscues that he has on the defensive side that has a lot of people turned off from him. He is a good player. It's just that he needs to be more consistent and be what we expected him to be, because we did give up Roquan and then brought him in to be that guy to now lead the defense at least from the middle of the pack.
Well, the problem is that TJ he's solid, but we didn't pay him to be solid. We paid him to be a Chicago Bears goddamn middle linebacker. That's what we paid him to do. Yeah. And he's not that.
That's the more telling statement, that a middle linebacker in Chicago isn't the guy. That guy that you look forward to.
Maybe we say, and this is I know if I know Crimson, he's probably about to make the point, is that maybe we miscast him. Maybe he's not supposed to be the middle linebacker. And that's perfectly fine. But then when it's time to renew that contract, my boy, you're not getting paid middle linebacker money, because middle linebacker is different when you're on the Chicago Bears.
Yes, I agree. Absolutely. We don't even have to name the names. Come on now. Stop it.
So, yeah, and that's why, like, I know Ruben Hippolyte's competing for the strong side linebacker, but what did he play in college? Middle linebacker. Also, you got a guy named Power Echols in the building as a UDFA that led a defense in North Carolina. Okay. I'm just saying, watch out.
Oh, wait. I love it. I love it. Now, can I say another name in Kevin Byard? This man got 138 starts in his career. I think that'll probably triple the combined experience of the rest of the Chicago Bears defensive backfield. It's close to that, maybe at least double. So just automatically, he's the veteran leader of defensive backfield. Am I wrong on that one right
I
there?
think that's fair, but I would expect Jalen Johnson as the man to be the leader of the defensive backfield. But I think you have a solid point with holding my man's Kevin Byard to the fire and saying, "Hey, you got the most time in this league right now. You were one of the most healthiest players we had on our defense last year." So I could see that for sure.
I look at it like this, like to me, and it's not this. I don't mean this as a slight at all, but to Bobby's point, you're looking at Jaquan Brisker. I'm sorry, Jalen Johnson, and I would even say Jaquan Brisker, if he's healthy, to be a leader in that defensive backfield over Kevin Byard. Kevin Byard came in here to help solidify as a veteran and help do some things, but like if a 2-year starter who he even said it, my career is year to year now. If that's the guy that you're looking for leadership, I'm a little concerned about that. So I want Jalen Johnson and Jaquan Brisker to be those guys that are leading there in that secondary personally.
Oh, then they just ask the question: does the best players always have to be the leaders?
No,
I ask y'all
Not
that
always.
question.
No.
Not
Yeah.
always. I agree
no.
with that. I don't think it always has to be the best players, but you expect your best players to eventually take on that role. Like, you know what I'm saying? Before I go into my next one, C-Dub, you've been holding DJ Moore to that standard because you're in what, year 7 now as the wide receiver?
Mm-hmm.
You're the oldest guy here. What you got to look out for Rome, but you also have to do your part as being what we expect you to be as the number one wide receiver, or at least being that, you know what I'm saying, that security blanket, or adding on to it for this young quarterback who has high expectations, and the city has high expectations for all of you guys because we ready to win. We sick of this shit. So
That's a fact.
yeah, but my second guy that's slept on, I believe, is Jaquan Brisker. And some of it, well, most of it is due to injury. We see the man go out there in 2-3 games in a row, and we be like, bro, if he could just stay healthy for an entire season, he can help this defense tremendously because you can drop him down in the box. You can see him go out there and make good plays in the backfield and get tackled for losses, knock people on their ass. We seen him hit somebody and knock them out and knock himself out
Knock
too.
himself out.
Out completely out.
What the fuck? So I say that my man Jaquan Brisker is one of those slept on guys simply because, like, we know, but not a lot of football watchers, you know, fans of other teams know about how good this young guy is. It's just that he has to put together a complete season, games to where he's there. Like, if you miss 1 or 2 games, cool, but you can't be missing like starting 6 games or 7 games and then be gone for the rest of the year. People forget about you in that regard. And we know that he can go out there and help in pass coverage, and we know he can make plays, and he's just a spark plug to this defensive engine we trying to start up.
Can I just add this quick? Like, no, let's just stick with, let's not soften the load for Jaquan Brisker. Let's get a complete season. Let's stick to the definition.
Facts.
17 games. I want the whole entire season. We need you
course.
every single game. That's it.
I agree. With this season that's coming up, especially on that back end, when you got Philly, then a couple games later, you got Baltimore, and then the Bengals right after that, and then you got to wait a little bit, and you got the Cleveland Browns. I'm not saying the offense is going to be great, but that defense is still tenacious and nasty over there in Cleveland. You got some tough matchups all around on your schedule if you're the Chicago Bears, and you need all hands on deck. And your man's that was drafted right next to you, big dog, Kyler Gordon, just got paid. Do you want to get paid or you want to go home? Because it's looking like you might be going home.
Yeah, I mean, Jaquan, this is an important season for Jaquan for so many reasons. Like, he has to show that he can be healthy. Like, he's in the same spot as Tevin to a degree. Like, when you're on the court, we have no doubt what you can be on the court. There's not even a question, right? I mean, when you're on the field, we have no doubt what you can be when you're on the field. The problem is you're not on the field a goddamn enough. Like, we're talking about, you could have had 3 straight seasons, if I'm not mistaken, of over 100 tackles as a goddamn safety.
Crazy work.
That's amazing production as a safety. But if you can't stay on the football field, we got problems. And so Jaquan Brisker has to put it together and be able to stay on the football field. If he's not staying on the football field, it doesn't matter what you can do when you're on it. You're not on it enough.
That's
a
it.
fact. You can't argue with the
And
fact.
that's just that. I mean, that's just being realistic. I hate to say it. It's so cliche. This stupid cliche. Your best ability is availability, and that's hers true throughout all sports, bro. If you're not there, bro, how we supposed to sit through the what's the fucking word I'm looking for? Enjoy the fruits of your effort. The hell is you talking about
Yeah.
if you're not there, bro? Come on now.
I agree.
This and listen, much like we talked about how we talked so much about how Dennis Allen uses defensive backs, and we've kind of focused on the corner. Like let's be clear, we're 2 years removed from Jaquan Brisker leading the team in sacks.
Crazy
That's
work.
Dennis
crazy.
Right?
Allen is
work.
about to use this man. You just got to stay healthy, bro. Dennis Allen will get you paid. That's the if you're a defensive back, Dennis Allen will get you paid. But you got to stay fucking healthy. You got to be healthy.
I think he ready. I think he knows. I think he knows this plight, bro.
When he said that I'm not changing my style, that's all I needed to hear. I got faith. Now just stay healthy in playing that style, because the style is what we need.
Yes, it
You
is.
got to stay healthy in playing that. That's it, man.
Facts.
Get a guardian cap or two. I don't know if you can wear two.
You might have to
Strap
wear it.
them mugs up.
And look, if you can't put 2 guardian caps on, bro, just put the do-rag on with the wave cap under the helmet. You good
Hey,
to
he's
go.
talking about put a do-rag in with a wave cap.
Come on,
Hey,
bro. We need as much compression and protection.
That man said insulated as much as humanly possible. The next veteran I'm going to pick, I know is going to piss off and trigger some Bears fans, DeAndre Swift.
I'm not mad at it.
I'm tired of so many Bears fans talking about DeAndre Swift like he's terrible. He's not terrible. I get it. Everybody goes to, but what about the yards per carry? Look at the goddamn offensive line he was running behind, bro. As a running back, and make no mistake about it, like you need, like, as a running back, you need to be good, right? You need to be able to do your thing. And I get it, he doesn't break a lot of tackles either. But like to have almost 1,300 yards total from scrimmage against that offense with that offensive line that couldn't even keep your quarterback off the goddamn ground, he did a pretty damn good job. I'm not saying that DeAndre Swift's going to come in here and be a Pro Bowler or anything like that, but I think DeAndre Swift can be a very capable starting level running back for this team, especially with the weapons that we have now here, the play calling and the improvements on the offensive line. This is what I feel.
I hope that he could be that. I just hope that he could.
I think, hey, you want to know what's funny, bro? I
What?
challenge all my people that's listening right now. Just go type Bears offensive line into Google and then type on after that. The first thing that pops up is on the ground.
Bro, because
With
I
the
can see
number.
that one play enough of all the offensive linemen being on the ground is already meme worthy. That shit happened in at least 4 games last season where everybody in the offensive line was on the ground, bro.
Bro, come on, bro. And they talk so much shit about Caleb. Come on, bro.
But all jokes aside, bro, I think that, like, for me, like I said after that Indianapolis game, probably because I was at the tailgate and watching the game outside the stadium, I was pretty much done with these guys. Well, with Swift, I'll be right there and blunt with it. But I can't sit here and act like the man didn't produce, because if you watch some of the games, some of those big breakaway touchdowns came from him doing what he does best in the open field, and sometimes creating something out of nothing to pick up first downs and whatnot. So I think that we got to be real about it. And I would agree that he is one of the slept on guys in that backfield and on this team, simply because with a bad O-line, he still damn near put up 1,000 yards. Like, that is crazy. So I expect him to go out here and have a big season, especially with the guys like Eric Bieniemy in his ear. And I expect with a better offensive line and a better system that he will have the ability to go out there and show us what he's really made of. For people that wants to go out there and say that the Bears should trade him, it's not happening. They have too much money invested in him. And what are you going to turn to? Now is not the time to turn to another running back when you don't know what you have. Like, we have to be realistic about some of these decisions.
Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all think Eric Bieniemy can coach DeAndre Swift up with his patience and what else would he be called? Just his patience in between the tackles? Because let's like people like worry about, he like to bounce everything out and get into the open field.
Yeah.
Can Eric Bieniemy coach that patience in between the tackles?
I mean, usually running backs have tendencies that, like, it's hard to break your tendencies as a running back. But I will say this: I think there's going to be a lot more open lanes between the tackles because of the offensive line that we have, and you have to be a goddamn idiot to look at an open lane and be like, "No, I'm finna go to the outside." So either we finna find out what's the phrase, genius or jackass.
Genius or jackass.
Because if there's open lanes between the tackles and Swift keeps bouncing it to the outside, then it's like, all right, goddamn dummy, sit the fuck down, on, bro. Like, yeah.
And I think that just come with some hard coaching. I think that you just gotta be on them. You gotta let them know, because that's what frustrated me with DeAndre Swift. I never said he was a bad running back, but he used to tick me off a lot simply because that'll be a lane right there. Take the lane, go pick up the first down, or pick up those 5-6 yards and let a fight another down, and not put your team behind the sticks by trying to bounce it out and trying to do too much. So I think that's where the frustration laid in with me, and the frustration lays in with a lot of Bears fans, and rightfully so. But this upcoming season, we're going to see how valuable this coaching staff is, because you don't absolutely want to completely change DeAndre Swift, but you want him to have the mind thought that, hey, it's only first down, bro. I don't need to break it for 60 yards and hit my head on the goalpost. Let me put my quarterback and my team in a better position by just taking these 5 yards. And then we go to 2nd and 5 and things like that. So I think it's just going to come with some coaching, and you got to be on them. You got to be on all these guys to execute the fucking job. That's what
sometimes being a running back is like having sex. You ain't always got to knock her walls out. Sometimes you got to take it slow and easy. Like, that's it. Like, sometimes you just got to, you got to take it easy. Now, there's going to be times where you got to break the big play and knock her walls completely down, but sometimes you just got to take it easy, fam. That's it. That's all being a running back. Look, legitimately, I promise you, the reason why I said that, because my running back coach in middle school told me that. Literally, when I made the switch from tight end to running back, he said, "See, you're trying to make the big plays like it's like sex. You got to slow down sometimes. You just got to take it easy." And bro, I was fucking like 12 years old. I'm like, the fuck we talking about here?
Sex education on the football field.
Oh my God.
On the football field, you learn a lot out there. I'm telling you. I'm trying to tell you. You learn a lot on the football field as a young man. For real.
Bro, I've been waiting 20 years to find a reason to bring that up.
Hey, for real. Hey, Haize, C-Dub, I know y'all done seen you in football. You found out who the tough guy is, who the bitch is, because the bitch, he gonna get popped, and then on his first practice, that motherfucker gonna be gasping for air, and on the next practice on the next day, he ain't that no more.
He ain't going back. He ain't gonna be there.
Football teach you a lot about people, especially young boys and men. For real.
That's a fact.
For real. It's either you gonna catch your breath and go back out there and compete, or you gonna catch your breath and say, "Nah, I'm going to play another sport," or you gonna go do Legos, one or the other.
Hey, man, football ain't for everybody, man.
It's not, but can you take a hit? It's gonna tell you a lot about a young man or a kid.
I wish I could find my coach and sit in there and be like, "See, look, you done ruined me. I'm damn near 40, still bringing this shit up, bro. It's crazy."
That motherfucker probably don't want to get found. After you told this story.
For real. Shit.
Oh man, that was funny, bro. Anybody else y'all want to bring up before we get
my
up out of here?
book brought out Jaquan Dexter as being slept on, and I agree with him 100%.
Yeah, we talked about vets though. I don't look at Jaquan as a vet yet, but I get what
I was real close to throwing into Tyreek Stevenson, but I don't really, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
well, that's why I ain't throw Tyreek Stevenson in, who I think is gonna have a good season this year. Just me personally, I think he learned a lot last season about what to do and what not to do. And now with Dennis Allen, you're going into more of a press coverage type of defense, and that's his strong suit that he came into the Bears while he was down in Miami. And you're gonna see a lot of good things out of this young kid, and we'll see if he can live up to it. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely. Tyreek, he a physical corner. He want to get up and press you and just be on man-to-man defense. That's his style. That's how he like to play the game of football. I hope they let them play a lot of man coverage this season. For
I
both
think
of
him
them
and
guys.
him and Jalen both gonna play a lot of man coverage this year, and I've said it a long time. I think we were able, like, you're still gonna see some zone out there, make no mistake about it. But I feel like we have the personnel to play really good man coverage, and I hope that. And with Dennis Allen being as smart as he is, I think he's gonna use that a little bit more creatively than we had under Matt Eberflus for sure.
The quarterbacks are too good to just be throwing out zone coverages every time on third down in this league. You just can't keep throwing out zone coverage every time on third down.
Yeah, you got to mix that up. And multiple times we see, man, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, soft coverage. Yeah, Dennis Allen on those plays, he bring a pressure, especially depending on where you are in the middle of where you are on the field. Dennis Allen dialing up pressure on 3rd down. He wants the football to come out of the quarterback hands fast, so we can go out there and create turnovers. So I expect a lot of turnovers this season for our Bears, man. Some excitement.
I think over under 5 sacks for Kyler Gordon.
I'm gonna go over.
Yeah, I know. I'll go. I think 5 is a good place for him. I think 5 is a good spot for him.
I'm gonna go over. It's just
over Pro Bowl. That's Pro Bowl.
I'm just talking about it probably be like 1 maybe over, but I'm gonna go over just taking a pick. Simply because, like I said, my man's had Taylor down there, the cornerback Taylor down there in New Orleans, and he utilized him as the weak side linebacker, as the blitzing cornerback. He utilized the hell out of him, and Kyler Gordon is on that level. And I just think that now is high expectations for him. I think he could get it done, bro. I really do.
6 sacks, boy. He going, boy, come on. I need that.
Hey, if he gets 6 sacks, Darius's hairline is going to grow back a 1/4 inch. So there you go. We heard that's going to happen.
That's out of nowhere.
I just saw Darius left the
Darius,
comment.
what up, my boy?
Shout out to Darius. Bro, somebody was so taken aback by Darius being black, they left a voicemail saying, hey, I thought Darius was a white. That's how shocked they were. It's like, no, he's just country as hell. He's just country as a motherfucker, bro. Like,
country, bro. That's all. He's from Dallas, right? Darius from Dallas.
Yeah. Y'all must ain't seen Buddy ass from Carolina.
You know Darius been grilled before on a shopping cart before. Like, you just know he's done that shit.
Bro ass was grilling in diapers. Come on now.
You just know, bro. Like, but all right, y'all. We're gonna get up out of here. C-Dub got to get ready to go call the Sky game in a few minutes here, man. Make sure you guys are following us at Shy Bear Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We're the #1 spot for everything Chicago Bears related. We'll see y'all in the next one, y'all. Peace.